Welcome to Camp Chaos, where we celebrate the wild ride of modern womanhood.
Join us as we dish on motherhood, life's ups and downs, and all things pop culture that we know you want to talk about.
With special guests and expert insights, we're here to empower you through the chaos of everyday life.
Consider this your ultimate escape from the hustle and bustle. And as always, parental guidance suggested.
Camp is now in session.
Are you excited? Welcome. We have a very special episode today.
The most important guest that we've ever had.
Truly the most important. Our moms are here today.
Here. Mom's in the house for now until they turn around and run from us. I'm like, what are we having? We're pulling all the favors having them in. But
we really
begged. And I'm also like, I said to you this morning, I was like, are you a little nervous, like hearing what they're going to say? You're like, no, it'll be fun. I'm like, well, clearly I have more stories than you. Maybe you were a good child. Okay, but we want to talk about what motherhood was like for you guys, what it was like bringing us into the world, and then what it's like being a grandma. So let's start from like when you guys became moms. So you guys can like go take turns. You guys can talk over each other. Anything works. But when did you know that you were like, I'm ready to become a mom?
Jeez. I think I never had a real strong instinct to be a mom. Like I was, craving to be a mother, and I didn't want to get fat because I was vain. But then I saw Christy Brinkley on the cover of Vanity Fair and Demi Moore pregnant. And I thought, okay, this is a fashionable thing to do. So I can do this.
Wait, do you
I love that. Like, that is also very on brand for you. Like, I could see that.
Wait, do you die? She's like, I never had the instinct of being a mom. But I saw Christy Brinkley and
Demi Moore naked on Vanity Fair and thought,
I guess
this is fashionable.
This is fashionable.
I love that. What about you, Mom?
Oh my God.
I think I always wanted to be a mom. I think from a little girl, I wanted to be a mom, and I waited a long time. So when I did try it, and it didn't happen right away, so I was a little worried, but then it just happened.
Okay, 4 times and then, right?
Well, I feel like before they became moms, like we have to go even further back to your moms and what childhood was like for you, and maybe that shaped like the way you stepped into motherhood. So while, we can't have this podcast episode be 2.5 hours, we're going to condense it down. So we're not going to get into everything of your childhood, but
we don't have a box of tissue here either.
I know. Oh, which we probably need. But like looking back at your moms and how they were in motherhood, like if you could describe them in 3 words, what would it be?
I would say faith-filled, creative, and probably strength.
Ooh.
I would totally agree with Grandma. She was like she'd always be like, if ever I had any issues, she's like, here's the novena. And then whenever.
What's the novena?
It's like a Catholic
thing.
How do you describe it?
She
It's like a booklet.
It's a booklet, and you pray for 9 days and for whatever your need is.
Okay.
Yeah, so she would like always be like, here's the novena. Did you pray the novena? And then we always say, which my mom is now, is my grandma was the one that we did arts and crafts at her house, like more so than my dad's mom.
You did not get that at your house?
No, and that's how I am. Like, we don't do arts and crafts at my house. My kids
you
do it at
you go to Mimi's house.
Mimi's house for that.
Right. Yeah. So that's, she's like carrying that on.
Spot on. Okay, what about for you?
Oh, wow. Well, my mom wasn't planning on being a mom. I was a surprise. And I think Kyndra is a little harder on her. But to describe her, she would be irresponsible. Impulsive.
She was married 7 times, right? 7?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she got pregnant when she was 18 and then married 7 times.
Yeah.
Is that wild?
Wait, so you're not an only child? Or you?
No, I have 2 brothers.
No, you have another one.
3 brothers.
Well,
half brothers.
Reminding her.
No, because she just found out another brother 3 years ago.
23 and me. I found out I had another brother.
Yeah, so I had
That's
to
my mom's worst fear.
Don't do 23 and me. She did 23 and me in 2021 or 2020. Was it 2020?
I think it's 2021.
2021 did it, but forget about finding out that she had a new brother. She found out that the guy that she thought was her dad was not her dad. That was the bigger kicker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You didn't know that, Deb?
No.
Did you not know that?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah. So talk about childhood
Okay,
trauma.
so I understand irresponsible, impulsive, all those things.
Yeah.
Okay, it makes perfect sense. Wow, that's crazy.
Beyond crazy.
Okay, I feel like the motherhood of why you maybe saw Demi and thought this is fashionable would make sense.
Yeah, that's where we're falling
Yeah,
in line,
yeah,
rather
yeah.
than like, I can't wait to do that.
Right.
Okay, so in what ways did your relationship with your moms dictate how you guys were going to raise your children? Or not? Like, was it that you're like, okay, I want to implement this that my mom did with me, with my children? Or how is it like that you're looking at what she did or did not do and you're like, I need to do things different?
well, I was 10 years older than my mom when I had Courtney, so I feel like I, had 10 years more of life experience, and I knew I wanted to be present and home
Be a
and
mom.
responsible.
Simple.
Simple. Be there.
Yeah.
Deb.
For me, being faith-filled again, my mom was very religious, and I think that was something I wanted to carry on and be a lot like my mom and instill in my children. So I think that was probably my main thing for my mom.
Right, that's so sweet though. I mean, I feel like anyone that we were just talking about schools before we started, like anything that's got like a faith led, it's like a very good foundation.
Yes.
Whether that's marriage, school, children, it's always a good foundation.
It's something good that you can fall back on when the world feels like it's falling apart, which it certainly does
Daily.
in motherhood all the time. Okay, well, this I think is interesting to ask because I feel like it would be like we'll have to answer this question too. Is something that your mom did that drove you crazy that you now do? Because we tease my mom about it all the time, like certain phrases that she used to say, and now
You're turning
I'm
into
saying
your
it.
mom.
I'm turning
yeah.
into her.
Well, my mom always says like you sound just like your mother.
Yeah.
So like, is there a phrase or something that your mom
Yes.
did that used to drive you nuts that you're
Yes,
like?
my mom gave me the silent treatment. And I do that now.
She is the queen of the silent
Wait, to
treatment.
your
Wait, I
kids
never
you do
knew
it? Like
Grandma
if they piss
did
you
that.
off?
If
Upset
I'm
you.
not a big yeller, screamer, all that. I never have been. So if they are annoyed with me or they're mean, I just go silent.
Wait, I did not know Grandma did that to you.
She did it for weeks though.
Kept
Okay.
silent for
Oh,
me?
wow. My mom's like a day-ish.
Wow.
I give in.
But that affects us the most.
Yeah, because you're like,
I'm like, hello? Hello?
is anyone there? So
I called you 10 times.
Did she piss you off the day that she was giving birth? Is that why you were not answering? You're like, where's this?
That was bad timing in the middle of the night.
Very
Oh
bad.
my God. Okay, interesting. What about you?
Oh my gosh, I hear my mother's voice coming out of my mouth all the time. Hello there. Hi there. Yeah.
Phrases.
Yeah, phrases that she'd say.
Yeah, like stuff that you like think that you're not going to say that you already find yourself catching, like you're like your mom.
Oh,
And
my
you do the
sister and I
same
are
to
totally
me.
my
You
mother.
say things
I
that
know.
I hear my voice coming out of you all the time.
Is that scary?
Oh.
That's alarming.
Proud of that.
You're proud of that or not so proud?
I think that's cute. Because you like always think that you can do it better. You're like, oh, I'm gonna do it better.
And then you're like, oh,
wait,
shit,
we're the
copy
same
paste.
person.
Right. Okay, let's go into the early days of your guys' motherhood, of becoming moms. So what's one thing that you thought you'd be amazing at as a mom and turned out to be way harder than expected? I mean, you could say all of it, but like, what's like the one thing that you're like, okay, I thought I'd be so good at, and like, this is just not going according to plan?
For me, I think it was like I thought it was going to be this organized mom. I was going to be dressed in the morning and ready to go. My kids were going to be dressed. And then I had 4 kids. And that went out the window.
And you got lucky if like they got dressed.
If I was 10 minutes late, it was great.
Yeah,
And if everybody had their shoes on and a sweater, it was great.
it's amazing.
So yeah, I think that was my biggest challenge.
Yeah, like really high expectations of being able to get
Yeah.
dressed and get out of the door and like have a little makeup on. You realize
Right.
like that's a win.
It is. It's nearly impossible to get out the door.
My mom also has like momnesia where she says like, oh, you and Courtney were just so easy. Like we'd just throw you in the car, breastfeed you on the way to the mall. You slept through the night. I'm like, there's no with them.
The truth, though.
But
You
I'm-
guys were easy. You were really easy.
Like she looks at Zane and Zoe and she's like, you guys were nothing like this. I'm like, then why didn't you have more kids? Like, why wouldn't you have had more if it was that easy? Because I'm dying and I still
Yeah,
want
we're
more.
dying. We don't have easy kids. So they were easy.
Very easy. Very easy. Both slept. They
Yeah,
slept
but we
in my
also slept in
room.
her bed
Okay.
in between her and my dad. I know.
And
That's
then when
why
they
I'm
got
okay
too
with it.
big for the bed, they bring in lounge chairs and sleep on either side of us. Yeah.
Well, you know what? We did that too.
Dr. Sears, the family
They did.
bed.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that?
Which is
you're
weird because
kicking
I'm
your
so
child out.
anti.
You're like, you can't even be in my bed. You can't be in my room, and you're 3 weeks old.
3 weeks old.
Goodbye.
But we all did sleep in my parents' house, or in my parents' bedroom. I do remember that, on the floor. She did kick us out of the bed onto the floor, which maybe you should do that with
Zay.
Zay.
On the floor?
Yeah, just say,
Yeah,
okay, you
that's
could
what
be
my
in
mom
here,
said.
but you just have to be on the floor. I'll make a bed for you on the
Well,
floor.
I don't know. The
You
last
have
3
that
nights I've
mat
been in
right
his
there.
bed. I know.
You could just, you could just do that.
Oh my God. Okay, looking back now, what's something that you wish somebody warned you about or told you before becoming a mom? Like if there's one piece of advice somebody could have given you before becoming a mom, what would it have been?
It's kind of hard.
I think if someone would have told me years ago not to stress over the small things in life, like, it's silliness, like you're probably going through it, not being in a sport or not going to a certain school that everyone's going to, or, the friends, all that. I think that would have been the best advice, because in the long run, everyone turns out okay, no matter what school, what friends, it's all in the parenting, I think.
Yeah. What
So
happens at
I-
home? So don't
yeah.
sweat the small stuff.
No.
Yeah, I think you're good at giving me that advice now. Like, even when I stress
it'll
out
be
about
okay.
little things with the kids, I'm like, Miller didn't eat this. She's like, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. It will be okay. He will eat again tomorrow. And if not,
There's the
we'll
next
go from
day.
there. We'll go from
Yes.
there.
Okay, Mom, what advice do you wish that you got?
Oh my God. Well, I hadn't been exposed to babies at all. I mean, when you guys were growing, I had never changed a diaper. I didn't know which end was up. So, but I thought I was going to be super mom. I called the diaper service and had cloth diapers. That lasted for about a week.
She had those just like the reusable diapers.
Yes.
Can
No,
you
yes.
imagine?
No. So
This
did
is like in the
Laundry
80s.
service.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
But
Yeah,
that
someone
lasted
gave-
a
yeah.
week, maybe 2. Yeah.
That was
And then
horrible.
it was on to Pampers. We have the cute all white Cotier diapers.
Coterie,
yeah.
Diapers that you have now.
Yeah.
The
I
fancy
know all
ones.
the things that we have now that like they had to really try to get. Like think about like even being able to get Target delivered to your door by 2:00.
Oh, I know.
Amazing.
You are
Yeah,
on,
like
yes.
Amazon. Like you guys had to
Amazon.
Like we
I
always talk about
died.
like if my mom had us out, I always say at the mall because that's where we were raised, South Coast Plaza. She'd have to find a payphone to call my dad and be like, "What time am I home? What's for dinner?" Like it was a payphone. Like
Yeah, there's no
God,
phones.
now it's like he's got my location, so I can only be at South Coast for so long. And then my
This is like,
DoorDash is
get
for dinner.
home, Kyndra. Okay, what was the most fun part about having babies? Like when we were actual babies or toddlers, what was the most fun part about it?
Oh my gosh, dressing you up. Yeah, I
My-
had 2 girls. I wanted 2 girls. I had 2 girls. I'd have my matching outfits. I had a friend that also had 2 daughters the same age, and
Wait, so the friends that she's talking about, Jocelyn.
Oh, yes.
Okay, Jocelyn used to say, and her mom was very strict. And my mom was like, type B, like loosey goosey, whatever goes. My mom would be like, I'll give you M&Ms if you try this dress on. And Courtney and I would be like, no, we don't want to try the dress on. And Jocelyn would be like, can I try the dress on? And her mom would be like, no,
M&Ms.
you're not. She's like, I don't want them. She just wanted to try a dress on. Her mom, like the opposite of parenting, dying. But she's like, your mom would bribe you to be like, please, can I buy this for you? Oh God, enter my
that's
childhood
so
drama.
cute.
I mean, it's terrible. She just wanted to dress
they were
us up.
spoiled.
Of
Yeah.
course.
They were
Most
so
of them had
spoiled.
the childhood that I didn't have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
little
she gave her
dolls.
and my dad gave
grew up
us
together.
the childhood that she did not have. I'm sure my dad did not have, but it was very much like we would be getting on the plane, sitting in first class, and like the stewardess would be going to get us McDonald's Happy Meals. I'm like, what is this life? And now I'm like going
sounds
back.
amazing.
Now I'm going back to 27B with my children of like, oh, well, our times are different.
Back in the toilet, we're in the back row. Mom.
I think the fun part was just being, as chaotic as it was with the 4. I think just sometimes having a laugh at some of the sayings they did. Like I remember one of them, I drove a Navigator and they called it an alligator, and just things that I treasure. We had a gazebo and someone called it a
Gazebra.
Just all those cute things that we had a lot of fun together. We spent a lot of great family time together, I think.
Well, that's like now I've been saying recently so much lately is I really want to bottle up Miller's voice right now because I never want
cute.
to forget how it is right now.
What do you mean? Look at the 18,000 videos on your phone. It's
but it's not enough. Like I want to put it in like a bear or something, that I can listen to because he has so many fun sayings right now where he's like, correct. correct.
Oh my
Because we've been
God.
teaching him directions left and right, so we can't say right when we're like affirming
so you
something.
say
So we say
correct.
correct. So now he's like correct.
Oh my
correct.
God.
And then he's into my goodness.
It's all the little things that they say.
all
that
of
you're
the
gonna
little
forget.
things. I know. Oh,
You
so
guys
sweet.
had that all on tape and video. So
I
I
know.
know.
every single day of their lives is recorded in one way or another.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
Unless we had a
nice.
physical camera out.
Right. It's
Yeah.
just in our memory.
I know. Well, or in storage, because I had to have dad look for photos, and he said
Correct.
we have 25 boxes of your photos.
Yeah, go through it. Happy digging.
That's what he
Happy
said.
digging.
You
There
you
go.
come here and dig it out, not me.
Get to the storage unit.
Okay, let's get to the fun stuff.
Yeah, when we became teenagers, so what was your biggest worry or fear as a mom, like during the days where like we have a little bit more personality, forget a little bit more, a lot more personality, a little bit more freedom, starting to drive, starting to date? Like, what was your biggest fear of having teenagers?
Boys.
Really?
Boys.
Not
yeah,
drugs,
that's
See,
not
drugs
cars.
is like my
Yeah,
biggest
drugs.
fear with my kids.
Yeah, drug. Well, I mean, I feel like now drugs are so much like more intense than it was when we were growing up. Like maybe it was like
No,
weed.
I know, but I remember my mom was always like, if you try one drug, you're addicted for the rest of your life and you're going to die. Like,
Love that.
scare tactic,
scare.
you know?
Scare.
Always.
That's what I plan on doing.
Boys scared you.
Boys.
Boys, yeah. And to distract you from boys. Although my mother tried that with me and it didn't work. When I was 15, she bought me a horse, thinking that'd be a
wow.
distraction. I'd be into riding and all. But foolish her, I had transportation. I rode the horse to my boyfriend's house.
I think that like what you
Carpenter.
did as like a child becomes your fear for like your
Yes.
children
Yeah, I agree.
because you know what it was like. Like I
Yes.
used to sneak out like. And when I never did drugs, but like I would sneak out of my house and we would go to like parties. So like that is my biggest
So
worry.
all the alarms are going
That's
off.
why all the
over this
alarms are
house.
on. Well, and that's why I'm not building that new house because the bedrooms are on the
Right, on the
downstairs. I'm like,
downstairs, you
hell
said
no,
that.
that's how I was
I was
raised.
naive that way.
She was. My parents were a little naive, where like I'd be like, "Oh yeah, good night," and then like it'd be 10 o'clock, and I'm like sneaking out the bathroom door to where the pool is.
Wow.
And somebody's picking
years
me up.
later, obvious.
Never
Yeah,
caught her.
we were sneaker outers.
Oh,
Yeah.
we were not. We didn't live close
No,
to
I was
anybody. I
like-
lived so far.
Well, in
from-
Laguna,
Plus,
you
I
could
was
sneak
on-
out and you could walk to your
I
friend's
had
house.
wake up at the drop of a hat. So
yeah.
nobody was
No one.
sneaking
My
out.
maybe that's
and
why
then
I'm not
you were
sleeping.
putting like
That's my bag.
bells. Remember at the
You put
beach house?
bells?
Oh, at the
you
beach
put
house,
the bells
yes.
at the
On the
beach house.
doors?
on the front door.
Just
Nobody's
so.
sneaking out.
So like
Oh, I
I
love
think
that.
if you even tried to move the bell, it rings.
Well, okay, one time we installed a pool in like the city of Laguna Beach. You had to have the thing where you press the button and then get in and out within
The
20
alarm.
seconds or
Right.
the alarm. And Cammie forgot to press the button or she kept the door open and the alarm went off. They still slept through it. Still went to the party.
Wow.
Still, yeah, we were like,
Oh,
oh,
not
this
my
is fine.
mom.
And
Oh,
we would
no.
also sneak out and then we would like go to Carl's Jr. It was so weird. Like we just wanted to be bad. It was so weird.
Oh,
Like we
no,
just
my
wanted to
mom's
be
like
that
this.
like a rebellion.
One eye
Yeah.
open.
Still
all the
sleeps like
time.
that.
Yeah.
You were a late bloomer too, as far as boys. I mean, you were
Yeah.
16, 17 before you.
Well, let's just go with that then. Perfect.
We won't get into your dating
Sounds
history.
wonderful. That's right, Karen. That's,
What
that's how
was
we
your
were.
biggest fear?
I think just who they were meeting, like, when you enter that age where they're meeting different people, that was kind of scary for me. Just people I didn't know how they were parenting. It was just scary.
Okay, well, the one rule that you had that I love and I will have with my kids is no sleepovers.
No sleepovers.
And I am like a firm believer in that because I think that bad things you don't know what happens at other people's house. You don't know if there's a weird uncle. You don't know if there's an older brother that has a friend over. You don't know what those parents are into. You don't know if there's a gun in the house. I mean, the list goes on and on. I could sleep anywhere, Karen. No offense, but like you would be like, "Yep, you're good."
Sasha.
A lot of people came to my house though,
Yeah.
which it was a
anybody
different
could
rule.
sleep at my
Yeah,
house.
a lot. We always had people sleeping at our houses. They would let us sleep outside all the time. Did you ever sleep outside?
No.
How many times
I
did
had
we?
no desire
It's
to sleep
every
outside.
Week, every weekend we'd be sleeping outside. I'm like, we were. We had a lot of freedom.
No. Yeah, no, I will be implementing that rule. Like, I just don't believe that the kids
don't
need
get
to
good
be.
sleep
No,
anyway.
you don't get good sleep. And I feel like I'll just
That's
be
why
like.
it's so implemented in her of getting good sleep. You don't get good sleep. You
Mike
told
would
her
say
since
it's
she
a
was a
2-day
child.
recovery.
okay,
It's
but
like
my
they come
mom
out
says that we
grouchy.
were good sleepers.
They were.
Really?
So
She
I just
wasn't
don't
as
want.
a baby, but I think 'cause she was my first.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that is a rule that a lot of people should stand by is no sleepovers.
No
like you can,
sleepovers.
as a mom, you can go pick them up even at midnight, 1 a.m. It's like you don't need to actually spend the night. It's I'll pick you up at
It happens during the day.
Yes, and like everybody needs their rest at night, including high school kids.
Well, and then like now with the internet and phones, like we would have like a house line where we just like call random numbers and be like, yeah, I think you're my dad. Like we would like prank call people. But now with like Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, like there's like
I think you're my dad.
That was our prank. 100%.
How scary.
That is a very scary one.
Oh my God.
Okay, great sense of humor.
We did, but like now, like what people have access to and what these children have access to, it's completely different ball game now.
Yeah.
Like it's just not. You have to keep your house like Fort Knox. No friends, no nothing, no drugs.
That's scary.
Yeah.
No.
It's Mother's Day season. It deserves to be more than a day after all. And I wanted to take a moment to pay homage to all of us mothers out there. We are constantly sacrificing everything for our families only to put ourselves last. Am I right? Well, this book just released by Function Health called Long Live Moms is the reminder we all need that we must take care of ourselves too. Listen to this part from the book. But wise are moms who pause, who see that caring starts with caring for me. Such a beautiful message, especially for all of us moms with Mother's Day approaching. If you didn't know, Function Health is the all-in-one health platform that helps you take control of your health through data. So instead of guessing what's happening inside your body, Function helps you know for sure, providing access to 100+ advanced lab tests. These tests include insights into thyroid function, hormones, liver health, heart health, autoimmunity, kidney function, nutrient levels, heavy metal toxicity, immune system, electrolytes, and more. And you guys know we do have a few podcast episodes about health like this. It is so important. With Function, your first set of tests helps establish a baseline of your health, giving you a starting point to compare future tests against. This makes it easy to spot changes, even subtle ones, and address them proactively. Function Health is the best way to care for you so you can continue to care for them. Download Long Live Moms for free today at functionhealth.com/campchaos and learn more about how Function Health can help you take better care of you. Get Function Health's Long Live Moms book for free at functionhealth.com/campchaos. functionhealth.com/campchaos.
Okay, you've heard us rave about ZBiotics pre-alcohol probiotic, but now they've done it again, and this one is a game changer for gut health. As you guys know, gut health is everything. ZBiotics just launched a brand new product called Sugar to Fiber. It's honestly so cool. So it was engineered by a team of PhD microbiologists to help people like us who don't get enough fiber in our diets. Guilty, honestly, it's all of us. So here's how it works. The PhD microbiologists over at ZBiotics understand that 95% of Americans don't get enough fiber. So they genetically engineered a probiotic drink mix called Sugar to Fiber. Sugar to Fiber turns sugar in the foods I eat into a prebiotic fiber called Levin Fiber. And it's actually really hard to get Levin Fiber from a typical diet, and it really helps improve the amount and diversity of fiber my body receives. Let's also be honest, you guys, eating more kale isn't happening in this season of life. That's why I started using Sugar to Fiber every day. I love having a way to get closer to my daily recommended dose of fiber without needing to change what I eat. It's actually taking something I'm already eating and turning it into a healthier outcome. I don't even have to change anything. Just stir it in my morning smoothie or a glass of water and done. As I get older, gut health becomes more important to me, and that's why I'm adding ZBiotics Sugar to Fiber to my daily routine. It helps me know that I'm getting the diversity of the fiber that my body needs. And here's the best part, ZBiotics is giving Camp Chaos listeners 15% off. Go to www.zbiotics.com/camp and use code CAMP, C-A-M-P, at checkout for 15% off any first-time order. That's 15% off any first-time order at zbiotics.com. They even have 100% money-back guaranteed, so if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money back, no questions asked. I hope you guys love it as much as I do.
Okay, so what was the hardest part about parenting teenage girls, and how did you survive it without completely losing your mind? Like I think the girls right now are crazy in their own way, but like the boys are harder in the beginning, then they get easier. But like teenage girls freaks me out, especially like looking at our personalities of our girls already. So like, what was it that scared you the most, and how did you parent us? My mom's biggest thing was that I stole her tweezers and her eyeliner brush. That was your biggest complaint, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
no worries
They
then.
were really good. They were good
Do you
kids.
know who my sister is? Courtney was
Well-
good. My sister stole a car from the Ritz-Carlton Valet and crashed it. So
She was 17, 18.
she was 16. She didn't have a
16.
license. She wasn't licensed, and she stole somebody's car.
Well, I was
Like, do you
lucky.
hear this, Momnesia? She's like, you guys were so good.
Well, but
They were. And your dad was the disciplinary. So I got to be, the fun mom. Your dad
yeah, but he was
you were
gone Monday
afraid of
through
your
Friday
dad.
in Hawaii working. So it was like we had no parental supervision. She would be like, we're like, what's for dinner? She's like, I don't know. What's for dinner? Like,
Where are we going?
Where are we
should we
going?
go?
Yeah.
That I guess kind of also now makes sense as to why like you were allowed to be on the show.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if I were to ask my mom, like
Your mom would say no.
no. If I could be on a reality
Really?
show,
No. Yeah.
I'd be like, no.
I probably forged their signatures too, but they were like, yeah, they were pretty.
But yeah, you just seem like go with the flow.
They were
Yeah.
disciplinary in a
hindsight,
way.
Though I don't know. I probably would have discouraged her from doing that because I think that robbed her of her somewhat
Youth. That and my
childhood,
husband.
your-
I know, these older men. Older men in
the
MTV.
show did, you think?
Yeah.
Well, I
It was
feel like-
exposure she didn't need. I mean, I think it's hard enough being a teenage girl without that. but-
Yes. Or I look back and I'm like, why didn't you push me to go further in it? Like, it's like you already put my toe in it. Like now,
Right. Well,
push me.
when we talked about the like Lauren Conrad
Yeah, like,
parents
and her
were
parents
building the
really were
business.
like, okay, here you are, you're going. Which, like, maybe there's other trauma that comes with that.
Well, I'm
but
sure.
like,
Yeah, that's true.
It all
Did you
worked
have
out.
fun filming the show though?
She hated
I
it.
hated it.
Really?
Absolutely hated it.
Yeah. They would make her sit there and she'd be like looking like, when do I get to exit? And then she'd be like, I got to go give Chloe a bath, the dog. I'm like,
Who's Chloe?
Yeah. I'm like, why are you giving Chloe? You don't give Chloe baths. You take her to the groomer. But okay, like she would just sit there listening to me like, when can I leave?
For an exit, yeah.
Yeah.
She couldn't wait. She's probably looking for
I
an
was like,
excuse
it's
right
right,
now.
like right now.
Chloe
She's
died
like,
20 years ago. She's going to say, I got to go give my dog a bath.
Oh my god. Okay, Mom.
I don't know. I think luckily for me, my girls went to an all-girls school, so I think that helped a lot.
Huge. But you're also lucky that they didn't like rebel and go the other way, because some girls that go to all girls schools like are like
Yes,
waiting
I
on the
guess.
brink of like losing their virginity and going crazy.
Yeah. And I think it was great. The things probably I feared more was, when you go to an all-girls school, which I didn't go to an all-girls school, obviously. Getting up and getting ready for the day was not part of the day. And it was like, for me, it was so difficult. They would literally sleep in their clothes
Oh.
to be ready for
sleep
the
in your
next
uniform?
day. Yes.
Yes.
Because you had no one to impress?
No,
like you weren't
because
impressing
they
the
were
boys?
gonna
We
get
wanted
ready in
as
5
much
minutes.
sleep as possible. Well, it's so funny because I am so opposite now. Like I've totally taken
set
after
your
my
alarm
mom
and you
now.
glam.
No, I literally every morning I
Every
always
morning you
tell
glam.
her
The day
it's-
after you had a baby, you glam.
Glam. I
Yeah.
tell her it's the best advice she ever gave me is like you wake up and you get ready for the day because you never know
Never know
who
who
you're
you're
gonna
gonna
run
meet.
into,
Yeah,
who
might
you're
take
gonna
you to lunch.
But in high
Stop
school,
sleeping in your uniform.
we
you sleep in this
literally
last night?
no, this is too uncomfortable. Although maybe now because I need more sleep, I would consider something like this. But in high school, all we did was like roll out of bed in my pajamas, put my skirt over my pajamas because I had to wear a uniform. Just put my skirt and my polo over, maybe not even my shirt, maybe just my sports bra, and my sweatshirt, brush my teeth, and go to school. And my mom's like, oh my God, you look a mess. Like it bothered her so much. And then when I went to college, I still kind of kept the same. Like I would just roll out of bed, and I remember
that's so nice
my
though,
mom
to not
was like,
care, though. That's
"No,
kinda nice
you
for her to,
need
like,
to."
not care
Independent
so
women.
much.
They raised great girls at Rosewood.
I mean, we could have cared a
Brush your
little
teeth,
more.
Brush your hair, Frizzy Lizzy.
Oh, no brushing the hair.
Oh no.
No, it just stayed in a knot on top of my head.
Oh, so you weren't doing makeup?
Oh, no.
There was no makeup probably at school.
No,
No, they could
none.
wear makeup.
Yeah, you could, but nobody was. And if you were, it was like, where are you going?
Oh.
Are you going to survey after?
Going to the boys'
The
school.
boys' school.
Okay, well, growing up in Laguna Beach, it was like you are like dressed in no uniform, and like what you're wearing, everybody's looking at, and you better have makeup on.
Yeah,
It's
no.
very
When I went to
different.
college, I'm like, how do people pick out clothes every day? This is crazy.
Were
Like
you wearing your uniform?
yes, truly. That's why I'm so happy. Even Miller's in a uniform right now. It's just such a relief to not have to pick clothes for. Well,
Right.
that was your favorite
That's
part.
her favorite part, dressing him up. Yeah. Well, when I got pregnant with Zane, she was like, you see we were IVF, obviously, but we're like, pick the healthiest embryo. And we did a gender reveal. And it was when the helicopter dropped that it's
Yes.
a boy. My mom's like, Like the sorrow on her face, just like defeated.
Gosh.
She
I
was
didn't fake it even.
she couldn't fake it at all. Could not fake. And now she's like completely obsessed with
course.
Zayn. Like it's the love of her life.
Because of Zara.
But she's like, so she just gives. She's like, I just imagine dressing a girl. I'm like, oh my god, you will get your girl.
But look how cute the boy clothes are.
I know.
So
they have
cute.
really come a long way. The boy clothes.
She just needs a bunch of Corral baby dolls.
And we've trained Zayn well. His favorite colors are beige and brown. So.
That's what I said. He's trained. When we
trained.
were at swim, were you there when we were at swim the other day?
What did
No,
he
I don't
say?
think she was there. We were at swim the other day, and Zane's clothes got wet, so she asked Lucia for clothes, and it was like blue, and Zane's like,
I don't want to put
take
it
it
on. I
off.
swear I didn't tell you that.
I
You would
said,
have put it on.
Are you sad because it's not
my
beige or brown?
And he's like, yeah.
He wanted to put his beige
Can you
sweater
imagine
back
like
on.
bright pink or
I
something?
I know.
Trunks.
Yeah,
Poor
no,
baby.
it's worked out wonderfully for you. Your kid loves beige and neutrals.
I know. Okay, so let's go to our relationship now. So what's something about our relationship now that you couldn't have imagined when I was younger? So like when we were younger and like parenting us, like what's something that you couldn't have imagined our relationship to be as we are adults? Oh, no.
There's a question.
I'll go first.
Can you phone a friend?
I think how close we are. Like this is an example. Like I would have never thought years ago I'd be sitting in a room with, a good friend of hers, and just the relationship that you guys include us with your friends. I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
My mom never did that. So for me, this is amazing. Just how close we are.
Well, like yesterday I posted that we went and worked out together, and I probably had like 30 people say like, oh my God, that's so crazy. Your mom will go work out with you. And I'm like, oh, that's like so normal. But I think for them, like, or at least I know for my mom, like her mom, that would never happen.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
the
unique.
gap's closed, I think.
Yes,
in
I
this
think that's-
generation.
Yeah. Karen, anything else? Aren't you so impressed of how close I am with you? Karen?
Feel free to speak up.
Gosh, no, I think it's amazing to be able, that you're so close and I get to be here 5-6 days a week.
You're clocking
be
in
with these
for your job. That's right.
Yeah,
non-paying
No.
job.
Yeah,
Best non-paying job
Ever.
Oh my gosh. What's something that you guys are really proud of to have passed down to us, and maybe not even to us as moms, just us as people? No pressure. I know you think we're wonderful people.
I know.
I think to make a big deal about holidays and birthdays. And
Love that.
You
everything's
do.
an
You've said that
event.
multiple times on the podcast
Yeah.
of just like that you made things a really big deal. And
Yeah, Gus is like, oh, it's St. Patrick's Day. You're not going to make it a big deal. I'm like, no, not this one, but you just wait for Easter. But yeah, like making things special for like everything. First days of school is special. Like I think it's like, what else are you doing if you're not celebrating life?
yeah.
Birthdays.
that's a good one.
I mean, every time I say I'm not going to do a birthday party, I'm like, but then my mom did this kind of birthday party for me, and we did this, and it's like I remember it.
You and the birthday parties.
I know.
You do it on steroids,
Out
though.
of control.
No, you did too. I mean, when I was 2, she did ponies, and we had ponies take us around the neighborhood. Like that is crazy for a 2-year-old birthday party. She did her own level
Is
of
Zoe
crazy.
having ponies at her 2-year-old
She
birthday?
probably will.
We did an aerial party and had live goldfish as the party favors.
Yeah, so at least I'm not giving you live
And I have
fish to
pictures
take
too.
home.
They'd be
There's
down the
pictures
toilet.
I
of
probably
these.
will be giving that.
do
I'm going to give you pets. I'll give you kitties to
Don't
take
give
home.
us
But you have
pets.
4 kids. Yeah.
True. I think for me, it would be how important family is. I love that. Like we get together as a family a lot, which we're very lucky. So I think that's something I think.
What do you mean, Deb?
special.
Everybody's campaigning to be a Felix. Everybody wants to get in this family. Every time I'm with you, I'm like, can I just become a Felix? Like this is like the way that you guys are all together. Oh my God. And like genuinely like each other.
We do.
Well, I do always tell her that now, having kids, like, how did you make sure that all of us kids
Got along.
liked each other and
Yeah.
like want to spend time with each other? I mean, you and Courtney are close, but like also me and my sister wanting to live
next
door
door
to each other.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people who they're not close to their sisters, or they can't imagine that they would want, like my sister and I are attached at the hip as we are to my mom, as my brothers are to my mom, which I know boys aren't, or a lot of people say boys aren't as close, or they leave their moms for the wives.
Your
Like,
boys are still connected on the
oh my
umbilical
God,
cord.
they're still
yeah.
in her
Disney
stomach.
boys,
They
I don't
could,
talk
yeah.
to my boys
They would
on the
like to
phone.
climb
If
back
not,
in your uterus.
Probably Austin 3 times a day. Brendan.
You talk to Austin 3 times a day?
Yeah,
Yes.
probably, or 3 times Brendan. Yes, definitely.
Brendan and his fiance have moved back in with her. Like,
I know. I can't wait. Gus and I are going to move in with Debbie when they're out. I'm like,
I always tell
everybody
Drew,
gets to live there.
do you want to redo the house? Let's move to
Oh my
Jordan.
gosh. It's like,
Let's move to
when
my
I heard that,
parents'
I'm like,
house.
how do we get on this list?
I know.
Jordan's lived there. Everybody's lived there.
Everyone has.
It's amazing.
Tay did.
I think just not me.
Did you?
Well,
she
I
lived
lived
there
with my
too.
parents from college to when I got married for 6 years.
Okay, but you and your husband haven't gone back.
No, which that Drew.
You have 3 children. There- you won't be
No,
going back.
Drew still holds that over my mom's head. He's always like, oh my, because when we were engaged, like Drew's never allowed to spend the night. And if he did spend the night, like
'cause
he had
she's
to
the
be
oldest.
downstairs on the couch.
Yes.
She's the oldest.
And then now, Brendan and Megan are living with her before
Unwed.
being married.
Yep, breaking all
these
the rules.
things. So Drew's like, man, we had it really hard.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it's welcome to being the oldest. This is how it goes.
Yes.
And if
Then
there's
you
a
get
lot of
lazy
pros-
on the other
You
ones.
got to do a lot of things first.
Yes,
Yeah.
there
And
are
you
a lot
make
of
a big
a lot of
deal.
excitement
Yes.
around
Out of your first.
yeah, the
first.
first to drive. There's a lot.
the first to get married, the first to have
Hopefully.
kids.
Well, but hopefully.
Well,
not
I know.
always.
Not always.
You guys were very traditional in that way. You guys are like Leave It to Beaver, Felix style. You guys are.
know.
Like you.
And you're all within a 3-mile.
We are.
So
So
close.
Austin lives in
Everybody's
LA, but he
close.
comes home.
Hardly lives in LA. He lives at your
comes home
house.
a lot, which I love. He went back last night.
Did nobody went away to college and met somebody moved out of state?
No.
Oh, Brendan was the
Miracle
only
that
one that
everyone's
went out of
here.
state. He went to University of Arizona. No, came back.
He came back a ton.
No one can be away.
No.
And
Brought
he
all
did
his
that.
friends.
Yeah, he did that 8-hour drive all the time.
Came home.
Which you are pretty lucky that no one that even
away.
Brendan didn't move someone. And Drew and I were always saying, because you know how on Instagram it's like, for what we pay here to have a house, like $1.5 million in Texas, we could have a huge mansion. I'm like, yeah, but my whole family would have to
Nobody's
move to Texas.
going to Texas.
We can't.
No one's leaving this. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, poor Brendan tried to go to Yorba Linda and you guys had an out of body experience. Like nobody's moving states.
I think my girls
Actually.
did, but I was like, well, if you want to go. I mean, I don't think Yorba Linda's that far. and
Well,
I
look, he
loved
didn't.
Yorba Linda.
He did it. And
He's
here.
down the street.
He's
Yeah,
less
boy.
than a mile from me now.
Yeah, so no one's
love
leaving.
Yorba Linda.
Okay, so let's talk about watching your daughters become a mom. So what is the one moment that made you stop to think, wow, she's really got this mom thing down? Or maybe you haven't yet.
Maybe that moment
Maybe it
hasn't
hasn't hit. But like, when is it that you're like, okay, wow, like my daughter has become a mom? Because I feel like for us, like even when you have the baby, you're like, am I the responsible party? Like who's going to take
We
care of
always
this
say
baby?
that to each
Like,
other. We're like, are we moms?
yeah, it's like a very like a switch goes off and it's, you have all this responsibility given. But like for you guys in your mind, what was the time that you're like, oh wow, my daughter is doing this?
I think when you had Dawson, because it was so.
Oh, it took her 3?
Yes.
She had to have 3 kids for you to be like, oh, she's got it. Oh
Yes.
my God, I'm done.
It took 3. I told you I get no sympathy from her.
I think because when she was in labor and it was kind of chaos and I really didn't even know what's going on. It's so different now. And I was like, wow, she's not, never panicked, nothing, all fours. She had to go on. And I'm like, wow, this is scary. And just, even pushing, they were like, gave me a job, gave Drew a job. And wow, it was like 3 pushes.
Yeah, it was
So that was just like a beauty. And you're like,
You're like,
You've
my
got
daughter's
this.
You've
got
got
this.
this.
You don't need my help.
no.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do. I do. Shh. I do need your help.
Well, you know what? It's kind of nice. You're like, you've got 3 now. See you when you want to come over for dinner, but you take care of those little children of yours.
No.
Well, I know that in the beginning, for the first 2, you were staying the night, helping, doing the
I've
feedings.
offered.
She has offered.
have
no,
you
she
really?
Yes, she
Which,
offered.
like, that is like a different level of love language.
No, I know.
I'm like the spoiling that's going on in this woman's life.
Just
Yes.
remembering what you wanted.
Yeah.
Yes, no, she has offered. The only reason why I told her no is because I'm crazy and I'm trying to get this one like on a schedule. Whereas like with Palmer, we would spoil her and my mom would,
Hold her and love
until
on her.
1 or 2 in the morning and then put her
Yeah,
down.
you're like,
I'm
there's no holding the third.
No.
The
Put her
third's-
down.
The third's taking care of
We'll
herself.
figure her out tomorrow.
Yeah, it's on the Taylor schedule. Okay, Mom, anything?
Oh my gosh, from the beginning. I mean, with Zane, I think you were just born a natural mother and took the reins and yeah.
Yeah,
Your
I mean-
situation was like mine where Gus would travel and you'd be alone with this baby. And I'd spend the night at first and then I snored too much. So she said, Mom, I got this. You can go home.
Please.
I keep her awake.
Well, the wild thing when I had Zane, because our house was not done being built, I took Zane to her house, which was so cool because that's the same house that she took me home to. So that was so special. I was literally in my childhood bedroom with my baby. I'm like, this feels so weird. Wow. So Zane always says, I'm like, you actually went home to Yaya's house. This is not the house that you came home to. Yeah, but it's like so wild. Like your baby has a baby. Like I can't imagine when Zoe has a baby.
Oh, no.
Is that wild to think of? Like that will be my baby.
Right.
Well, our
You
babies.
get it. Well, and like she always was like waiting for grandchildren. Like she's always like, she's had all the clothes waiting for the grandchildren. She's been having the mother of the bride breast waiting for her wedding. She's always anticipated this. So I'm like, the greatest gift I've ever given you is these children.
100%.
Right? Don't you feel the same? Like this is
absolutely.
like, you're welcome.
Yes.
You're welcome for your
reminds me of
children.
that.
Yeah.
Does she remind you of that?
all the
I'm
time.
like, yes, come get your children. These are yours.
What do you say, Tay?
Come get your grandkids. What? Which one do I say?
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Yeah, they're so cute.
And then when they're acting up, you're extra welcome. Go to your
These are your
Mimi's
problems.
house. Go to your Mimi's house.
This is all you.
What is something that surprises you about how I parent? Which I feel like for you, there's probably a lot that
There is a lot.
surprises you.
Really?
I think how structured you are.
I knew you were going to say that.
Like,
But was she not like that before? Like in her life, was she not really disciplined and structured?
I have always
It's been structured.
Yeah.
I think she's always been more
Type
of
A.
a type A, but just the bed. I would just give in and put the kid in bed with me. That's just
always
me.
tells me that.
that's me.
I'm like, no one as an adult is sleeping with their parent now, so we're okay.
No, I mean, you know what? That's music to my ears because I've been sleeping with Zane for 3.5 years.
I don't think at about 16 he'll be sleeping with me.
I hope
or
not.
15 or 14.
I hope not.
But I don't know. I think that and the pressure you put on yourself. Let's cook dinner. I'm like, you're 1 week out of having a baby and you think dinner. And you're going to make it, which is crazy for all of us.
Even when she was pregnant, I was texting you of what do we do to get this girl to slow down. She was giving me so much anxiety. I'm like,
Right.
I'm worried she's going to be committed to an insane asylum if she keeps going. Like the pressure she puts on herself and the kids,
Yes.
like it's all like she's just like overdoes everything.
Right.
She's hosting people for dinner at her house.
Always.
She's riding, but like 2 weeks postpartum, she's riding a bike.
I
2
know,
weeks
catch a fart
postpartum.
out of me for
I
riding a
called him
bike.
like, am I the only friend that's calling you and saying you're crazy? I'm like, till you take down that Instagram now, you look insane. You like, I'm like, I was like, did your mom call you? Am I the only person? Everyone just expects it now.
When we went on a bike ride with the kids.
oh gosh, yes.
Yeah, she's just, I'm like, overdoes it. I'm like, she makes the rest of us look terrible.
No. I knew you were going to say like how structured I am. And it's funny because my sister's so much more
Like me.
like my mom.
Yeah.
Like she's always, I tell you, she's always like, slow down, honey. Like stop doing all
Yeah.
these things. She's still telling me that to this day.
Yes, you do
She's
a
like,
lot,
take
but
a
it works
breather.
for you. It's great.
But that's like where I think it's an
You thrive
oldest
in the
child
chaos.
thing.
Yeah, you're right.
It's like I feel better about myself if I'm like doing things.
Yeah,
like,
you need,
I'm
you
like
need to go to
dad in
therapy
that
for
way.
that. There's
which
like
it
a
drives me-
therapist that would
there's a
probably be
therapist.
calling you.
It drives me nuts about my dad. Where I was like, sit down, and
Yeah.
now
Never sits.
I am that
stand.
person, and
you
I need to sit down.
So we need to interview your dad.
Oh,
That would be interesting.
That
We
would
should
be a
do
good one.
Okay, Karen, mother. What's something that I do with my children that surprises you of how I'm a mother? Is there anything?
No, you're very hands-on. You're very loving to them. One thing, you don't let them cry, where Tay does. I think you kind of make it a little crazier than it has to be.
Oh, see, there's got to be something in between you and I.
Yeah.
I make it crazier than it has to be. There we go. There we go.
well, that's probably why we work so well as friends. I'm like,
the gang.
yeah.
But Zoe sleeps. You discipline Zoe. She's word trained. I mean, you learn.
I think I'm
make
pretty
that as you go
disciplined
along.
with them. Don't you think? Or
Oh
no?
yeah. No, I think you're like disciplined in the best way with them, but you're also
I have said this
more
before.
tender than I am.
No,
with
I
the
have
kids.
said this in the past too, though, that like sometimes I feel like my kids are going to be confused because they're like, are you the loosey-goosey mom or are you the strict mom? Like, well, what are we going to get today? It's like I should have been a Gemini. Like, I'm like, you're supposed to stay consistent. I'm like, no, this is today, and then I'll let you know what kind of mom I'm going to be tomorrow.
Well, you're kind of close to Gemini, right? It's the sign before you.
God, don't tell me that. Yes, it is. Ugh.
It's kind of close, but you're not. Okay, how does watching your daughter raise her own kids now compare to how you raised her? Like, what are the biggest differences?
Oh, for me, it's easy. You were so organized.
Structure, yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
I didn't. I just kind of.
But it's
too hard.
amazing that you just like flew by the seat of your pants, but it never felt like we didn't have anything together. Like I never showed up at dance competitions forgetting things.
No.
Like I always had everything, but you're
I guess
not
I
as
was
intense as
organized.
I am.
I got everything ready the night before, lunches,
Yes.
everything. But I wasn't, as intense. Like if you wanted to sleep in my room, it was fine. It wasn't a big deal. Or if we were...
Like if we were 30 minutes late, you're like,
It's not.
I
the end
have
of the
4
world.
kids. This is what I can do,
This is
and if
it.
take it or leave it. Where I'm like,
here.
Yeah.
I'm making people feel bad. You know,
I'm gonna answer the question for you, at least my version, because the one thing that like my parents did with us that like I wish I did more with my kids is travel. Like we've gone to like Cabo this year. I'm like I told my husband like my parents would be taking us to Europe this summer. Like where are we going? We need to stamp the passports. Like we need to be going places. And I know how you are about travel with your kids, but like for me, I'm like I have anxiety of not taking my kids and showing them like what they did for us.
Mm-hmm.
And like the one thing that we're looking at with schools, this one school we're choosing, you can miss as much.
Do they
school
go to
as
Europe?
No, but they can miss as much school as possible, and they'll give you the curriculum, and you
wow.
can teach.
That's
And that was
amazing.
something that not that like that was what sold me, but it was a big thing of like So when I do book that house in Europe for 2 months,
I'd love to go.
there you go.
Wow.
You won't be bringing your children though.
No,
I know
I will
you
be coming by myself,
but
but
giving the
you
gift
can
of
teach
like
them.
teaching them like traveling. I feel like that's something that I'm not doing enough of.
Yeah, I think that's where I get like though my love for like hosting and serving people is I feel like my parents always created like a family environment at home, and then everybody always wanted to come to our house, and that's why I feel like
They still do.
yeah, they
right?
still do want to come to my parents' house, but that's why I like try to like wreck myself to like make our house like I want everybody to feel really comfy and cozy and it's like a safe place kind of thing.
You want to have the same thing.
the
that,
same
like, your
thing
mom
that they
did. That's
have,
so
which
sweet.
like travel wasn't. It's still not like the most important thing to us.
I think Dad traveled too much. He was gone a lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he traveled a
is
lot
not
for work.
his favorite thing.
Yeah.
Because we
like
didn't really
work.
travel. Yeah, and we didn't really travel as kids. And now I'm always like, I will not be bringing my kids to you.
Well, that's why you had 3.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Okay, if you guys could give your grandchildren one gift or wish for their lives, what would it be and why?
Oh my gosh.
They're like, this is so much harder than answering any questions about you girls.
I know.
To find a passion something that they could find also rewarding and a sense of accomplishment. So to find a job that they love. Like I was so lucky. My passion was to do photography and I made a career out of it.
Yeah, you're
And,
lucky.
Yeah.
And a
to
killing.
love what you do.
And that's really rare.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and you're like look at Gus, like he doesn't love his job. Like, I mean,
my God.
he says he does, but I think he loves the stress with it. But I'm like, to find something that you can like support your family with and love
Yes.
to do.
And be home. And, Yeah.
Deb.
I'm going to go with faith, just because I think that gets you through the hard times, the great times, all of the above. I think my mom instilled that in me, and I think I did with my kids. Like when Austin will call me about a job thing that he's going through a hard time. I'm like, this isn't heaven. We're going to get through this.
Yeah.
And I think faith, I would just say for my grandkids, because this world is changing so much. So that would be my wish for
Amen,
them, just to
Deb.
keep the faith.
Keep the faith.
It's temporary. Amen.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, do you guys have any questions for us? No pressure. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
Wow, we didn't know that was going to be part of it.
This was not in the plan.
You guys, thank you for tolerating this. We love you guys so much. We're
Easier
so
than I
great-
thought.
Wasn't it fun? Okay, so we're coming back for part 2 next week with Deb.
No.
Well, and
not
I feel
my
like
passion.
a lot of people always say like, "Oh, bring your moms on."
I know.
They want to know why we are so wonderful.
Well, we did have to
And it's
quickly
because
put
of you
this
guys.
on the calendar before like either of them changed their mind. Like we decided this last week. Okay, we're doing it.
If
If we put this in like a month in advance, they come
and
up with
I
a
thought
million
it was lunch.
excuses.
Where was I going?
Yeah, because that's what we normally do. We're like, let's all go to lunch together.
This is way more fun.
I know. This was so
It was
fun.
fun. It was
We are
special.
so thankful for you guys and teaching us everything that we know.
Love
So
Happy
grateful.
Happy early Mother's Day.
Yes.
Thank you.
all month long.
And happy early Mother's Day to us.
I know. Thanks for tuning in to Camp Chaos. We hope you enjoyed today's episode.
If you liked what you heard, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review our show. Connect with us on social media at Camp Chaos Podcast. Until next time, campers.